I keep on thinking I'm going to get better at this, yet it never really happens. Doesn't matter. So the lot that I got yesterday, the Facebook Marketplace lot, I just finished sorting into my collection, and I kept all the cool pieces, all the old pieces, old Legos, cool Lego, and I kept it separate. But this was also in the lot. And I'm on the fence whether or not it's Lego or not, because it doesn't say Lego anywhere on it. It has, obviously it plugs into some sort of stand. Now, I remember Lego had a thing with Shell, a license with Shell, that all their sets in the 70s and 60s that were gas stations or whatever had Shell logos. I have a whole bunch of printed bricks with Shell logos on them, and they look like that. And I actually looked it up. I said, hey, Lugnet, hey, Piron.com, best place to go to find about older bricks anyway. Show me a Shell sign. I said that without ruining it. And there's actually a piece. It's X454PX1. It looks like this, except it has a base, and it has three things that hold the sign to the pole, but it's got the same curve to it, and it looks like it's the same height to it. But still, that one has a base to it on the Piron, and this one does not. Obviously, the base was lost. It didn't come in the set, in the collection, in the lot. And there was other non-Lego in the lot too. So it was this, if this was the only non-Lego piece, I would say, hey, it's probably Lego. But there was other non-Lego in the lot. So I'm having a debate with myself whether or not I'm going to keep this, because I don't know if Shell had a license contract with other building bricks companies or toy manufacturers at the time. And this one really does look like, although not nearly as nice as the one that's in the Piron database. I did not have any of the bigger Shell sets. Again, I said that perfectly. Shell sets when I was a kid. That came with this piece, that piece that's on Piron. It only came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets between 1968 and 1978. Holy crap, 10 years. 1978 had a big Shell sign. So I don't know. I'm gonna put it aside. I'm gonna keep on investigating it and not worry about it. But I also wanted to talk about some of the cool pieces that I found that are worthy enough to go into this box. Now, this box, it's hard for me to say what's the coolest thing in my Lego collection. Hey, Dave, what's the coolest thing you have? Because I love Lego, and all Lego is cool Lego. I mean, there's, I'm gonna go off on a quick tangent. It's like, Star Trek is a way of life, but it's like, you can talk about your favorite Star Trek episodes, but Star Trek as a whole is just a way of life for me, and it's my favorite TV show ever in the history of television, and I liked all of Star Trek. All of it, the new stuff, the old stuff, the beginning stuff. Now, there have been some misses, straight up, there have been misses. Even in the original series, it's campy and whatever it's dated. I still love watching them. I will watch old episodes, original TOS episodes, any chance I get. There are relatively few episodes I will not sit through of TOS. One of them is Spock's Brain. I will not subject myself. I mean, I've seen it 50 times, easily. I've seen every episode of Star Trek many times, especially the original series, because we grew up on it. That's all there was on TV from 1972 when I started watching it. I mean, it's before that, actually, until the Next Generation came out when I was in college. TOS was the only thing that was there, and so anytime it was on TV, and I bought the VHSs and blah, blah. But Spock's Brain, I will not sit through. It is, to me, quintessentially, I won't say the worst episode in the history of Star Trek, that is relegated to TNG, even though I love. So let's talk about the best part. For me, it vacillates between TOS and TNG as to what's my favorite series, and it's so close. And some days I'm watching Kirk and Balance of Terror or Private Little War or whatever, City on the Edge of Forever, Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. I'm just, this is the best. And it takes me right back to being 5 years old. And even Arena, hello. It's the first episode I remember watching. Arena. I remember the episode name. Going, you know, the plastic, sure, plastic rubber suit, fine. It's absolutely fine. But then I watched TNG and even the clips on YouTube and listening to Picard's speeches and how great TNG was, and it was just to this day it's still. But you watch season 1 and season 2, you say, what is this Trek? Although there was a few highlights in there, Measure of a Man and TNG when Data was on trial for his life. Anyway, so there's so much. 99.9% of the Star Trek is good or better than anything else on TV, straight television. Some of it is far worse. Spock's brain, de-evolution, Barclay turning into a spider, Gates McFadden boffing a ghost. I have this cough. It's persistent. I might go get it checked out, but it's not COVID because I keep on testing myself. So it's tough to say, bringing it back, because you say, oh, I think all Star Trek is cool. Just like I think all Lego is cool. I love Voyager. I adore Voyager. DS9 for me, and this is contrary to most Trekkies out there, DS9 to me is the weakest of all Star Trek, by far. And when I say by far, I love DS9. But if I were to rank them, no matter how I rank them, DS9 is always going to be last in the list. And that's contrary to every other Trekkie that's out there. Because they go, oh, DS9 is the best. Well, for you. Not for me. But I love Lower Decks. I love Enterprise. I've seen every episode of every show ever so far. Again, TOS is the most watched. I've seen TNG would be the second most watched. Voyager would be the third most watched, obviously, because I watch so many repeats and every time it's on, I watch it. I love Enterprise. I love the movies. I love all the movies. The Kelvin timeline, I love them all. I love Pike. Oh my goodness, I love Pike. I love Strange New Worlds. I think it balances TOS and TNG perfectly well. And my only detriment to Strange New Worlds is there's only 10 episodes a season. Come on, really? The TNG had 26. it's like, I get it's a new way of making television, but oh my goodness. So I love Star Trek, all of it, including DS9, even though it's the bottom of the list. And so when it comes to my Lego collection, which I've worked hard for the 50 years of acquiring Lego and wanting Lego and just getting the stuff I want, it's hard for me to pick the coolest thing that I have. And so, but if you were to make a list, 10 Galaxy Explorers, sure, that's fun. It's just cute. It's just flexing. It's just whatever. It is what it is. But this guy right here, I remember, like you could say Dave's Monorail collection. Yeah, I got a little bit. Not as much as Dave Eaton. That guy, Eaton. Bring it back to Star Trek. So, I love Dave Eaton. One of my favorite people. Never met him. I don't think he was at Brickfest 2004. He might have been at Brickfest 2004. That was such a long time ago for me and my addled mind that I don't remember too many people that I met there. I know Larry was great, and Suze and other people. But my memory's a fickle thing. I know I met a whole bunch of people there, and I loved most of them, including Dave Eaton, and Suze and Todd and everybody else. So people might say, hey, Dave, your Monorail collection is really cool. Yeah, it is. I like my Monorail collection. It is perfect for me. I got enough pieces to last my lifetime. Enough motors, hopefully, that last my lifetime for shows coming up. But that's stuff that not most people have, but that's stuff that other people have an abundance of. I have in the world collection of Monorail, I have a very, very small collection of Monorail compared to people who have Monorail. And but unique things, and again, other people have wooden boxes of Lego from 1972 and prior to 1972. This I only have because of eBay. There's many things in here that are unique that I only have because of eBay. And because I was there, I've mentioned before, at the right time, in the right place, at the right zone of era of people not realizing that Lego is expensive. on the secondhand market. Of course, back then, nobody knew that Lego was going to be the collector's stuff that it is now. I bid on this box decades ago. Decades ago being a relative term, because 2002, I would imagine, 2001, 2002 is when I saw this box on eBay, and I bid on it, and I think I bid like $40. Like, I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but I said, hey, there's a wooden box, and I want it because it's something unique and that I don't have. And so and it has the old logo on it, which I, again, from my childhood. Actually, it's pre my childhood, but it was phasing out as I was getting into Lego. The Lego logo right before the current logo is when I grew up on, when there's that yellow space between the L and the E, but still with the balloon letters, not these letters. So I bid on it $40, if I remember correctly, and I won. And it came from Italy. And even back then, shipping wasn't stupid. Like, it wasn't a stupid amount of shipping. Like, I don't think the whole thing all in was $50. I don't remember. I bid $40. I won it for less than that. But and shipping, it didn't break the bank. So this is back then. Like, I don't even know what this is worth now. I don't know how much my Monorail track is worth now. I don't know how much my quarter domes are worth. I don't keep track of it. I know that if you go on Bricklink, they're expensive. But I got this box years and years and years ago, and I brought it to a few shows when I bring some of my older sets and blah blah blah, and I put them on display. Hey, look, a wooden Lego box that most people would not see in their lifetime. So I do that occasionally, but that lot that I just got yesterday had some pieces that would be suitable for this box, and so I'm actually keeping those pieces in this box, because this box it's basically it's a care pack. It's a service kit from Italy, 1972, right there, 1972, and this is all in Italian. Italiano. I'm probably gonna lose viewers over. I love my Italian friends. They get mad at me. So this is a service kit from 1972. It's a parts pack. It came, I mentioned this before, it came with lights, 4.5 volt lights, lots of them. It came with spare rubber for those regular tires. It came with the big rubber, it's all black, but the big rubber tires for the bigger wheels. It came with the original bushings. These are for the motors at the time. Milky white axles plus some steel axles that converted the steel axles from the tires, the wheels, to axles, so you can put the 9 tooth red gears on, so you can have the old tank treads that I showed you in a previous video. I have lots of these again, lots and lots of these again. This is what it came. So I didn't put those in here, by the way, that I had yesterday. I just put those in a box over there. So these are the ones that are original to here, because it says how many you have. I think 4, 4, and 4. There's 4 and 4. So there's 4 whites, 4 blacks, and 4 dualies. and these guys, the joiners. And rubber for the train wheels for the engine that, again, I talked about yesterday, and those other flanged wheels that I've gotten a lots of. But what I really, really liked, and I mentioned this in my older videos when I talked about old Lego, it's cool Lego, like this guy here. Bring it down, don't break. It's gonna fall off. This guy here, with this is my youth right here. The steering on these mid-70s, well, early to mid-70s vehicles. Again, they used original tires from the 70s and 60s. After the gray tires disappeared and the black tires, and of course the white brick disappeared to the black brick for the 2x4 brick for tires. But these self-centering steering doohickeys, mechanisms, we'll call it, with the little Lego logo on the top. This was fantastic back when I was a kid, right? Because it steers. It steers. It worked so well. I remember just going across the living room floor like this. I'm 6 years old.